Welcome to Health Professional Radio. Glad that you could join us once again. I'm your host, Neil Howard, and I'm going to be talking today with returning guest Bill Rancic. If you're familiar, when he was here with us before, we talked about the C3 prize. Bill is a television personality, and you may remember him from the first season of Apprentice, or you may remember him from the reality show with he and his wife, Giuliana. Well, anyway, last time we were here talking, Giuliana wasn't with us, but she's here with us today, joining Bill. Welcome to the program, both Bill and Giuliana. Thanks for returning, Bill, and welcome, and nice to meet you, Giuliana.
Well, thank you for having us back.
And nice to meet you, too. I'm happy to be here.
You know, what we're going to do today, Bill, is we're going to talk about your experience, you and Giuliana's experience with cancer, and how your role as a caregiver kind of prompted both of you to partner with Astellas Oncology on the C3 prize. Of course, you've been involved with it for a couple of years now. It's an annual competition to identify creative ideas to improve the lives of folks that are touched by cancer. So why don't you tell us, give us a bit of your background for those who may not be familiar with you, and then talk about this annual prize.
Well, you know, I'm an entrepreneur, and I've been an entrepreneur my whole life, but I'm also a caregiver. And Giuliana, my wife, was diagnosed with breast cancer at the age of 36. Certainly something that neither of us expected. And I was able to accompany her on that journey and, walk the path with her and certainly, realize firsthand a lot of the challenges and a lot of the bumps that really dovetail with the cancer journey. So when Giuliana finished treatment, we both said, hey, how can we make the lives of the people who follow in our footsteps better? So when I heard about the C3 prize, which stands for Changing Cancer Care, and the Astellas Oncology team, I just felt like I needed to be a part of this. And this is something that for me as an entrepreneur, I love because it fuels innovation. It helps take these small ideas and make them bigger and expand them out. And also as a caregiver, it's going to give me an opportunity to really search through these ideas that are going to fulfill our promise, and that's helping the people who follow in our footsteps on this journey and helping make their lives a little bit better. So for me, it was really an honor, a privilege, and I've been doing this for a couple of years now. I also love the fact that it marries big business with small business. And Astellas Oncology has no strings attached. We awarded $200,000 in grant money this year. And it's basically, just to help these ideas grow and expand. So it's really been something very special for me to be a part of, and I'm really thrilled with the turnout that we got this year.
Just to put it into perspective for our listeners, the importance of these ideas, these big or small, these innovative ideas. Giuliana, what was the biggest challenge as a patient, aside from the obvious that you can share with us, to give us a look at how important these ideas and the help to expand on these ideas is?
Well, I'll tell you, the C3 prize, it's all about helping cancer patients and their loved ones in non-treatment ways. And I think that's so important because when I was going through breast cancer, obviously what happened in the office, in the doctor's office was very serious. There were a lot of decisions to be made. But then what happens when you get home, right? And the rest of your life starts, right, at home. There are a lot of challenges that people with cancer face just day to day and at home in ways that many of us might not imagine. When I was diagnosed, I didn't have a child, but I have one now. I have a 7-year-old boy. And I think back to that time and I think, gosh, what would I have done if he were home and I had to care for a baby or a little one while I was dealing with the breast cancer? And I think that's what's so special about this is, people were asked to come up with solutions for non-treatment issues and gaps in people's lives that were going through cancer. So, for instance, the winner this year who received a $100,000 grant is a company called the Nanny Angel Network. And it was started by a mother of 4 who was going through cancer. And she realized that it was such a scary time for her and her kids. So she came up with this wonderful organization where they provide volunteer nannies to mothers with little ones at home so that they can go do their treatment or do what they need to do and know that their kids are in good hands and being looked after and entertained. And so that right there relieves a lot of the stress, from that parent who's able to get that wonderful service. So getting that $100,000 grant for the Nanny Angel Network allows them then to start really, being able to expand into other communities, because obviously every community could use a service like this.
Bill, how do you get the word out to folks that have these ideas but don't know who to bounce them off of or how to get them off the ground? How do you get the word out about the C3 Prize?
Well, it's great. And unfortunately, people like you who are allowing us to come on and talk about the C3 Prize and really steer people to c3prize.com, which is the website. It's the letter C, the number 3 prize.com. We encourage people to go there. They can learn about this past year's winner. They can also start getting inspired for the next C3 Prize. And no idea, as Giuliana said, is too big or too small. And we really encourage everyone to participate, even if it's just an idea that you had while you were going through treatment or accompanying someone through treatment. We really, the more participation we have in the C3 Prize, the better it is. And so far, this is the 4th year the C3 Prize has been in existence. And every year we've gotten more and more submissions. And I really think the 5th annual C3 Prize will be hopefully the most robust yet.
Yeah, and I just encourage anyone listening right now, you don't have to be a doctor, have a PhD or any sort of degree really to come up with a great idea. Maybe you've been through cancer, someone who has, and you thought, gosh, I realized there was a gap, during this process. I wonder if there's a solution there, and you could come up with the next big idea. And that's what this is really about, is, letting people know it's people just like you and I who are coming up with these great ideas.
Are there any age restrictions? I mean, sometimes from the mouths of babes comes these great ideas, these innovations. What are the age restrictions on submission of an idea?
That's the beauty. I mean, really, anyone can participate from anywhere in the world. We receive submissions from multiple countries, from across the United States, and as we said, no idea is too big or too small, and no person's too big or too small. So, we encourage everyone to participate. And
you mentioned, not having to have a degree or PhD or even be a medical professional in order to submit these ideas. But by no means does that eliminate folks with that type of expertise.
Absolutely not. We've had, physicians participate, psychologists, psychiatrists. The goal of this is really to change cancer care, and we mean that, and that's what this is about. If you have an idea that's just an idea, or if you have something that's, starting out or it's been in existence for many years, that's okay. We hope that, by participating in this, not only will the grant money help benefit your organization, but also the exposure. And, for example, this year's winner receives more than just grant money and exposure, but we providing her with access to an incubator to help her grow her business. We're providing her with the tools that she needs to take her organization to the next level.
Right. Now, obviously, we've talked about the winner, but just so that folks know that it's more than just a concept, let's talk about maybe another submission that was really outstanding. One of the finalists, maybe. What was one of their?
Well, here's the beauty. We had multiple winners. The first winner received a $100,000 grant. We had 2 others who each received $45,000 grants. And then this year we had something that was really unique called the Emerging Idea category. And that was someone who just had an idea, and she received a $10,000 grant. Giuliana can tell you a little bit more about her.
Yeah, what was great about that, what I love about the Emerging Idea is that, you don't have to have layers and layers of an idea already thought out. What's great about that is, it's also about just literally I just have this idea, but I have no idea how to start. You know what I mean? And so that was great that they introduced that this year. But there was an amazing woman who started a nonprofit in memory of her daughter who passed away from leukemia at 20 years old. And so what she realized is that a lot of the friends and support system of her daughters, they didn't quite know when to check in or what the daughter needed, or, because sometimes when you ask someone who's going through an illness, hey, what can I do for you? They say, I'm fine. Right? They won't tell you really what they need because they don't want to inconvenience anyone. What's great about this is she created this network where the friends can get status reports. So, they can go on and see kind of what you need, how you're feeling. Do you want visitors today? Do you not want visitors today? And it was really a great idea. And so, we were really excited about that. That's called Be Present. So it's called the Be Present Foundation. And so like she, once again, she had this idea and now she's creating it, and that grant money allows her to take it one step further.
And that's the beauty with the C3 prize. I think, what would really be exciting is in 5 years, we come back on and we're talking to you and we say, wow, look at the Be Present, organization. And now they've got this in multiple countries and across America, and the Angel Network has expanded. I mean, the possibilities are endless. So, I'm excited about the future to be able to look in the rearview mirror and see, how the C3 prize has been able to change the lives of many.
Now, once again, Bill, where is that website where our listeners can go and get more information about the C3?
Oh, it's a wonderful website. It's c3prize.com. It's the letter C, the number 3 prize.com.
Bill, Giuliana, thank you both for joining us here on Health Professional Radio. It's always a pleasure, and I'm looking forward to our next conversation.
All right. So are we. Thank you so much for your time.
Bye-bye.
You've been listening to Health Professional Radio. I'm your host, Neil Howard. Transcripts and audio of the program are available at hpr.fm and healthprofessionalradio.com.au. You can also subscribe to the podcast on iTunes. Listen in, download it, SoundCloud, and be sure and subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com, Health Professional Radio.